Tomorrow we can just go on Facebook.
Facebook's not public.
Is it? Am I live? So if you are here and I'm live, you are part of a new series that I'm doing, which is streaming live my Rhonda Swan shows. And today we are actually practicing the stream live from my studio. So for many of you, it is early in the morning. And for me, it is in the end of the day. Live? Mm-hmm. Let us know if you see me live. Yeah? Am I live on Facebook? Yay! Hi, everyone. Well, welcome to today's Rhonda Swan show. This is actually a very special series that I'm doing. We are, for the first time, actually running my show completely live here in my studio. For the last 10 years, I've actually been shooting my shows, and for the last 3, we've been recording them, and then running them as a premiere or streaming them. However, I decided to really do something different, shake it up, and come to you live here. So today I wanted to, during this practice round, let me know if this is coming off quality, if you can hear me well, and let me know where you are calling in from, because I'm also going to be checking where you are and welcoming you and taking some questions as well. But I wanted to let everyone know, as you guys may or may not, I run a PR and branding firm called the Unstoppable Branding Agency, where we help experts create and turn themselves from a best-kept secret to the world-renowned brand. We help them do that by PR and media, getting you published in the top-tier publications around the world, Google indexing your name, and helping you get Google knowledge panels, and those type of things that help you create a brand position and a credibility in your niche. We all know that the world has changed a lot. In fact, I've been in digital marketing for the last 15 years. And since then, this is obviously before social media was around, but since then a lot has changed. But more importantly, more has changed in the last 24 months. And for many, many obvious reasons. So most of you are watching. I used to get thousands and thousands of views on my lives. And recently, we have been getting very little. Now, there's a bit of a reason for that. There's a lot of censorship, right? When you go live, it's really challenging, right, to listen to what people are saying. So the lives are not getting exposed. So what I'm going to ask of you today, share this. The way that we're going to start breaking through these algorithms, and I'm doing a lot of testing with what the algorithms are doing and who's actually seeing that I'm live or seeing that you are live. And the way that we do that is we ask those that are watching that get it live that said, did you first off get a notification that said Rhonda's live? Now, I know this is an odd time for my audience, so you could be watching this recorded. However, let me know if you got a notification. Also, let me know if you are getting any of my content when I post it. I have over 12,000 followers and 5,000 friends that are on my Facebook page. And less than 1% are actually seeing my posts. It's quite daunting and it's really, really frustrating. I know for so many of you, it's so frustrating when you want to share your voice or when you want to inspire people or you have a mission and you want to get your word out there. How do we actually do it? And this is where the challenge lies. This is where we're starting to get very creative in how we can actually reach our audience. So today's part of that test. But what today's about is I actually sent an email to my list, and I've got a pretty large list. And we said, tell me, what is the question you would like for me to answer about marketing or about your business or how you can get it out there? And we had a number of different people send us their questions. And so today I'm going to be answering those questions. And I know it's going to help a lot of you, but I'm also going to be checking in on Facebook Live for those of you that actually have some questions. Now, if you're also on Instagram, we're running live on Instagram and on YouTube. We'll be checking back and forth there too. But this streaming platform that we're practicing on is a streaming platform that goes everywhere. It literally is going to Facebook, Instagram, and it's going to YouTube right now, and we are live. So there could be a little bit of delays, but I want to ask you, let me know the quality. Is this coming through clear? Have you seen it on Facebook? Or are you watching us on Instagram? Or are you seeing us on YouTube? Let me know where you're checking in. Now, clearly, the time is weird for the USA. I think it's about 5 a.m. Eastern and about 2 a.m. in California. So it's a little bit odd, but this is more of our practice show to see how this works. Normally, my shows are on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, which will also be my first show will be launching tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern. But I launched that show on Instagram, and I go live on Instagram. I go live now. We'll be doing it on Facebook as well. So tune in. Okay. And also, we just want you guys to know, anyone's like, oh, I really want to get published, then you can actually go to our UBA, UnstableBrandingAgency.com, and you can fill out an application to see if you qualify to be published, and our team will help you out. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some questions. First, I'm going to check with you on Facebook, see who's there, who's checking us out, and if any of you are actually, there we go. There's a couple of you here early in the morning. Let me know where you guys are coming in from, where you are live from, so I can see, because I can actually see you here, which is pretty cool. Let me know where you are. Some of you might be super early in the morning, but please share this so that we can see how far this reach can go. Certainly, I'm going to be doing a lot more at a normal time zone. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually start this call with some questions. All right, so I'm going to take some questions of what was sent to me, because people are asking, how can I get my business out? I'm really struggling. And so the first question from Thomas P was, how do I get exposure on social media when my posts keep getting censored and taken down? Well, that's exactly the big question that everyone's asking, right? So there's a lot of things that are in the works here. One is lives and your content. They can't actually check everyone. There are 7.6 billion people in the world. Over 5.2 of them are on social media. So imagine if every single person was just posting once a day, the amount of content that they have to go through. So as we know, there are a lot of fact checkers. However, the fact checkers are looking for certain keywords. So first off, you have to be very careful with some of the clue and keywords that they're checking for. One is about the thing that goes in your arm, right? People are talking about this and they're being censored immediately. The other is about talking about your body and how it fights off infection. Now, there's a word for that, and you guys might know. And I'm not going to use it, as you can tell, because I don't want to get triggered. And there's when it comes to text, that's a lot easier. So if you think about how they're able to censor us on text, it's a lot easier than on video, which is why our videos are getting stopped or suppressed or just not shown, right? Now, there's some really easy ways to start getting your content out there. And the first one I would say is find a network. There are a lot of networks that are actually launching. In fact, I just am building right now with the largest marketing team in the world, works with some of the largest names in marketing. And we have been building a non-censored platform, a place where all of your content can be seen, can be heard, and can be non-censored. Now, there are a number of different platforms that are going out there. I suggest you looking around and finding non-censored platforms. There's also a Web 2.0 that's going to be coming out where you actually don't have to be tracked and followed like you are now. You'll be able to go on a decentralized network, which are coming out very, very soon. I just launched what's called the Wild Network. I launched it with our Women Gone Wild group. And it's the Wild Network, and it is literally a space for you to share your content. But more importantly, I'm building in and filling all the gaps that we've been seeing in the marketplace. So a lot of it is syndication, right? I'm in PR. So we are embedding in ways for you to syndicate your content to thousands of different publications and syndication outlets so that your content is actually being seen in different spots, right? Like imagine, making a video or a post and syndicating it, getting it on Time Magazine, People Magazine, right? Or LA Times Weekly, New York Times Weekly. This is the type of things that we're building into our platform because I'm in PR. So there's a lot of other platforms that might suit you. Some are coming in the health and wellness industry. Others are coming in the metaphysics industry. So there's a lot of different platforms coming out. But I say that right now you need to really start aligning and looking now, because very soon, sooner than we know, these type of platforms may not be available to us, or we may have to log in and get fully tracked or give them all the data. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not really into my data getting tracked or me getting censored or asking to log in and giving them all my main details. In fact, the book here is one that actually, if you take off this platform and you go back in, the App Store actually asks you, do you want to be tracked? And if you say no, guess what happens? You have to pay $9.99 just to use the platform. So with that being said, I would say start looking for networks. More importantly, reach out to me, because the Wild Network is including men and women, and is a space for you to be non-censored and also a place for you to really showcase your content. Okay, next this is a really good one from Tracy Jack O. LaTorrent. She says, I'm a successful speaker and all my workflow to me goes through referrals. It's great and I don't have to chase anything, but I'm trying to transition into a model that allows me to engage significantly more high enders while staying classy and sane. That's a really good one, Jackie. Thanks, lady. You're the bomb. Well, you're the bomb too. And I really appreciate that, because I tell you, when we start, identifying who our target audience is and knowing we're not just shooting, in the air, right? When we focus on shooting in a barrel, if you will, I think it's a weird example, but you know how to target. I think that's the big thing that a lot of business owners get stuck with. They actually say, well, I can help everyone. And they think, oh, maybe I do have my avatar, or I call it my sexy client. But the age range is too broad. They say 22 to 55, way too broad, right? Men and women, parents, everything. You have to truly think about this. And this is what I tell my clients. I want you to think about that one person, the one person that you've either helped the most, or that you can create a transformation for, or you can help them the most. Focus on that person. Find out, is it a woman? Does she have kids? Where does she live? What does she read? What is her age group? Not broad. What is her age group? Because I know marketing is very different to women that are 25 that still might be a high ender, or that might be 55. Are they ex-corporate executives, or are they corporate executives? Are they under high stress level? What are the magazines that they read? What are the clothing shops that they shop at? When you start to identify and get really narrow focus, it allows you to see and to be able to target these people, because there's a lot of opportunity for marketing, for getting in front of those people. So when you know that person, then I would start looking for not only, let's say, stages or events that you can speak at or present at. The best form of marketing and referral marketing is actually collaboration. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be on my show, streaming live at 10 o'clock with a woman that does similar things that I do, but we complement each other so well. And so what we're going to do is be announcing what we do, how we do it, and showing what our collaboration is going to be. So she's now her audience, I have my audience, and what happens? Then we create clients for each other. Collaboration right now is the number one way for you to not only get new clients, but to know what that audience is, because the person you're collaborating with, they know their audience. They know where they come from. They know what type of money they spend. But it's also getting very clear on that one offer you can make to them. I see so many making offers and they say, I've got all of this. And people get confused. So you have to remember, if you're doing all the heavy lifting and you're working with the client or you're marketing and you're not clear on what you can do for them, and they don't just say, boom, I know what they do, guess what? They're going to go to the person that can articulate what they do better. And if it's exactly like you, they're going to choose them over you, even besides price, even if price is higher. So you have to get, first off, very clear who that person is. Once you know who they are, start finding the people that have a similar audience, ask them to collaborate. Start finding the stages or webinars, others are doing summits or have podcasts or shows. Get in front of their audience. Podcasts right now, we've been booking people on Entrepreneur Magazine's podcast, Inc. Magazine's podcast, Joel Brown's podcast, John Lee Dumas' podcast. These are the best way to get other clients that are high level. And in order to get on podcasts like that, well, you need to know people like myself, right? I run the top PR agency. We were rated by Forbes. We were number 4 rated by Forbes magazine, PR and branding firm for entrepreneurs. So when you do that and you get into the right places and the right people know the right ones, then you can get more access. So reach out to me and you can actually take a look at the services that we do if we can help you. All right, hopefully that helped you, Trish or Tracy, Jack-O-Lantern. All right, so Elisa Scott. Lisa, thank you. She said, how do I market doctors with a natural alternative? She has a natural menopause tea in a chemically driven world. This is a challenge, but I like challenges, right? So Elisa, this is a really good question, right? So we're looking at how do we market to a very highly chemical driven, pill driven, non-organic way and show them what an organic or more natural opportunity or more natural product can do for their clients or of course their patients. Now, I was in pharmaceuticals and for 10 years. So I know the industry very, very well. And you're right, they're much less open to listening to organic conversation. And the reason why is because they get paid by big pharma. So they get paid to actually write these prescriptions. So I might actually challenge you, Lisa, and say, why is it that you want to go to chemically driven doctors? Because then you're swimming up a river that's going the opposite direction, right? Or you're swimming up a downstream river. Why not look at Chinese medicine or already alternative doctors? The amount of natural paths in this world is astounding. I would go for those that is more of a downstream than an upstream conversation. Now, clearly there are many doctors, in fact, many of the doctors that I would call on and work with, they were very open to natural remedies. In fact, they preferred that. However, it's a lot harder to find them. Now, a lot of private practice doctors may be ones that might be open to it, but think about going downstream or are you going upstream? And look for those audiences. I mean, chiropractors, naturopaths, the Chinese medicine, acupuncturists. Those are doctors or what are they called? DRs, I think, not DRs. I got to remember the name because I'm going back to my my medical time. They are ones that would be more open to it. And what I would do, I would suggest going in, either reaching out to them, emailing them, or reaching out to them directly and finding out if they will let you do an in-house event, right? Or an in-house summit or seminar. Now, if you're talking about online, targeting, that's how you do it. You go for naturopaths, chiropractors, wellness, Chinese medicine. That's where your down the stream will be. All right, hopefully that helped you. Let's check in. How's everyone doing over there? Is that helping anyone else that's watching? Let me know that you're there. Hey, Ginger, good to see you. Let me know that you guys are here. Let me know what you're up to. If you can hear me, if it sounds good, give me some love and I'll actually answer a question that you might have as well based on your business. All right, this is great. I get to see myself here, but I also get to see the live chat, right? So let me know in the live chat if there's any questions you have. And let me know if any of this is helping or resonating with you for your business. All right, so next one is Claire. Claire said, how do you break through clutter as there's so much noise online? Claire, this is probably the biggest question that everyone has. You're right. There's more noise than there has ever been online to get your message in front of people, to get through, to even keep the attention. Think of the amount of content right now that's out there. So how do you get through the noise? Well, there's a couple ways that we've actually been working with clients or helping them bust through the noise. And that is, how is your brand positioned? And how are you actually marketing? And where are you marketing? See, what we do is we work with our clients and help them get published in top tier publications like Forbes magazine, get on Entrepreneurs podcast, Inc. magazine's podcast, get published. And when you do things like that, what happens? You're not just in the noisiness, you're now in a completely different area. right? You're being showcased and talked about instead of you talking about yourself. See the difference there? In order to break through noise, you get others to talk about you. So imagine being able to say, look, I was just recently published in Forbes magazine. Here's my article. Are you interested in doing an interview with me? Or do you have a speaking spot open on your summit or on your stages? See, these are the type of things that I call that in pass, right? The pass that you need that is different than everyone else. Now, if you're qualified to do that, then you need to reach out to me because that's what we specialize in. But what happens is now what's happening is that everyone's Googling each other. So let's look at, well, how do we break through the noise on Google? Well, first thing I want you to do is Google your name. And on the top, you'll see a bar. It says all, and you'll see a news tab on Google. The all is everything about you. It's all your websites, all your socials, right? But the news is what's being talked about you. If you don't have any news being talked about you, then it's time for you to start thinking about PR and getting yourself through, because PR and news publications and Google indexing your name is also what helps populate a Google knowledge panel. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's when you Google your name, and on the right-hand side, you see a panel that shows your name, it shows your socials, it has your bio, and it connects to your Wikipedia, it connects to all your socials. That right now is everyone's stamp that says you're credible. And if you don't have a Google Knowledge Panel, or people aren't seeing conversation talking about you and your brand, you are going to be lost in the noise. Imagine people that see me, they see my show on socials. Before people are deciding to work with us, they're Googling my name. They're Googling my company's name. You probably do the same thing. So in order to break through the noise, the instant noise break is when people Google your name. The second is when you have a knowledge panel, or you show credibility and you have an online real estate, if you will, or a Google stamp about you. That's how people start to see that you're different than everyone else. Now, certainly how to break through the noise on Facebook and Instagram, it's paid advertising. That's the only way that you're actually going to crack through, is you have to pay to play. You have to actually now pay for people to see your content, which really ticks me off, right? Because organically, we should be able to run and communicate and connect with our audience that wants to see our stuff. But that's no longer the reality, and which is also why I built the Weld Network, right? We're launching at 11/11. The Weld Network is a way that you can be in front of the people that you need to be in front of, because we're driving the right people there. No ads, right? No messiness, but in a network or a place where your content will be seen. We are taking now channels for health and wellness, for very sensitive topics that can't be talked about on social media, business topics, trade topics, and ways that you can learn. But if you have something to teach, it's where other people are going to be able to come and learn as well. So that's my biggest recommendation right now on breaking through the noise. I hope that helped you, Claire. All right, next one is giving free product a good way to market and gain customers? If so, how much to give, and what is the best way to turn it into sales? Thanks, Trisha. All right, well, the old form of marketing, right, was give them a freebie away, give them an ebook, get them on your list. Sadly, most people are so aware of this that they're no longer even accepting the bribe. Or if they put their email in, they're immediately getting it and they're taking it down. Now, I don't say don't do it. I'm not saying don't do it. What I'm saying is giving a lot of your free stuff away seems to lately being lost in the crowd. So what I tend to do, and what seems to work the best, is bringing someone into something that is absolutely the highest value, right? Bring them to a live, letting them know what you're talking about. Give this much content. Like you see, I'm just giving you this content away today. Most of you won't even decide to check out my network or check out or work with us in PR. But I'm still giving you free content, right? So this is a form of free content, a way that you can really educate people on the fly right now, so they can get the information from you right now. And the best is getting on podcast, which is sharing your free knowledge and your free content, so that people then do want to follow you. People are more likely to go to your freebie if you are on someone else's stage, or if you're being showcased on a podcast, or if you're on someone else's summit, or if you're in someone else's book. You see how that works? Today, it's about credibility and it's about referral. It's about people talking about you, like top tier publications or even tier 2 publications. When other people are talking about you, that's when they decide they want to accept a freebie or they want to follow you even more. So today's way is giving away more in like direct content than asking them to get on your email list from the start. Now, email lists are still super powerful because that's your audience that follows you, that loves you, that watches you. So I don't say don't do it, but what I say is market right now to your audience. If you're spending money on ads, give them something that they really, really need and they want. Like, I'm going to be live teaching you these 5 things, and then give them the freebie so they also give you their email, right? When people are subscribing to, let's say they know they're going to get a free training and then they'll get a freebie from it, they're more likely to accept it. And the biggest one that we're doing now is an application. Sharing with people what you can do. Like, for instance, when I say you can go to wgwapp.com, you can then fill out an app to talk with me, to actually talk with me about being in my Women Gone Wild book. That right there has been one of the best ways of marketing and why people want to give you their information, because they're like, wow, I want to be in that book. I'm going to go to wgwapp.com and I'm going to actually speak with someone. See, this is where the world has shifted, right? Everyone's online, but usually people aren't able to talk with someone. So give them a way to talk with you or book them on a call. Do a lead ad on Facebook that says, book a call right now and I'll do a session with you or I will speak with you. The world is wanting more connection, and that's how they're going to get it. Also, another big one is, if you notice, I'm not a bobbling head. How tired is everyone? And this is actually to Claire's question about breaking through the noise. How boring is it when you're seeing all these bobbling Zoom heads? Not against it, ladies and gents. However, breaking through the noise is doing it differently. Zig when they're zagging. That's what I do, right? I've been recording my shows. They're highly produced. I stopped doing bobbly heads and lives like I used to because they weren't getting seen, but also because everyone was doing it. Everyone was on Zoom going live. So now I'm in my studio. You actually get to see legs. You get to see a real human being, right? This is how we break through the noise. Quality over quantity. So I hope that one helped you as well for both of you. All right, I'm going to check back in with you on Facebook again. Let me know. Hey, Kit, good to see you. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Oh, thanks. Great to see you, Nelika. You're amazing. And keep sharing. I know it's a different time zone for me. This is not my normal time zone, but please share this, letting people know, because I want to see what people are thinking or how you're receiving this info, because tomorrow we are going to be going live, which is super, super exciting. All right, you guys are great. Thanks, Ginger. Good to see you. Okay, I'm going to go back and we've got one more question and we're going to close up. All right, so, okay, Rishi says, in today's digital context, what kind of marketing makes people fall in love with it instantly? Well, one of my favorite mentors, a really good friend of mine, she's also the foreword in our book, Women Gone Wild, was Diana Wentworth. And Diana, this is really fun because we're actually launching the next book next April, and we're taking applications for that. Diana Wentworth wrote the foreword of this book. And Diana said this. She said, it's not what you say, and it's also not the things that you've done. It's how you make people feel. How you make them feel. And that, Rishi, is one of the best ways to get people to fall in love with you. If you're too rigid and you're not connected enough, like, this is why I'm coming back to live, is to first off test, but more importantly, I'm talking to Rishi. I just talked to Ginger. I said hi to Nelika, right? This is where that love loop starts. So if you actually start using your content in a way that's connected, which is why I sent to my email list, how can I help you? Let me answer your questions that you've got about marketing, and I'll bring them up live. That alone, now I've just said their name. I told them that I'm going to be doing it. Guess what? Now I get to send my list this video and say, I was live. In fact, Rishi, Claire, Trisha, Tracy, Thomas, I answered your questions. Then what's going to happen? They're going to go to this video and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she did it. That, Rishi, is how you start doing it. But it's how you make them feel. Especially with our women in business, women are not always so They don't hesitate on sharing their feelings or vulnerabilities. And the men tend to get a bit, shy about that. Show people how you feel. Let them know what's going on, right? And get them in your world, your space. Because when people actually start to see you're a human, they fall in love with you. And then, of course, if you do epic work, they really fall in love with you. So I think, Rishi, that's probably the best answer I've got on that one. Just make them feel that you care. Let them know that you are truly on a mission to help people. Like when I was talking to my team about what we do, right? Because we do PR and media. We help people build their brand, go from best kept secret to world-renowned experts. And I said, it's really great. Yes, what do we actually do? We tell people story and we publish them. We get them Google indexed. We SEO their name. We give them a Google Knowledge Panel. We help them get verified. We publish them in big publications so they feel great. But that's what we do. How do we make people feel? Well, we help people see their story. Let them see their own story being told in another way that touches their hearts, right? Like when you imagine when someone else talks about you, how good does that make you feel? When you talk about yourself, it feels a little weird, right? And everyone's like, okay, there they go, talking about themselves. But when someone else is talking about you, it feels so good. So that's what we do. We help people really see their story, see the transformation they can make in other people's lives. And we get to be heroes for them. We get to be that hero, a selfless hero that shows up for others, that promotes them. Like, my goodness, I promote more people than I ever even talk about or promote myself. And it's because people feel great when they do that, and I know the impact. So work on that one. How are you making them feel? What are you doing that makes them feel so amazing and connected? And let them know that you're really there to help them. That's the juice. All right. Last one. How do I develop a plan for social media branding? Really great one, Keisha. In fact, the best possible way is create an SOP. I know Nelika's here. She's the president of my company and she runs my whole show. Create a social SOP, meaning standard operating procedures. The moment you get used to having a schedule, this day talks about this, this day talks about this, this day talks about this, people then start to get used to your plan. Then, of course, you need a branding image plan, before you even start. I mean, a lot of people, I would say, get the content out there and then really start working on your branding. But the more congruent, we call it the 3 C's, right? Consistency, congruency, and what is my third C? Congruency, consistency. Yeah, I forgot it. Anyways, my mind just tripped out. I'll remember it in a minute. But work on the 3 C's where you're across the board, everything that they see is congruent, is united, right? Concise. Goodness, my word was like ding. Concise, meaning what is it that you do? Remember I told you in the beginning, we turn best kept secrets into world-renowned experts with PR and media. That's exactly what I do, right? So you'll know Rhonda works in PR and media and branding, and she helps people go from best kept secret to world-renowned expert. It's very direct. I have a tagline as well for my Sexy Brand Building Formula program. It's, we create sexy brands and turn them into profit-making machines. Sexy brands is what I do. Profit machine is what the desired outcome is of your client. So if you can create the desired outcome, tell them what you do and create a desired outcome for your clients, that's your magic. So start focusing there for your social media platforms. Okay, last question. All right. With all social media platforms, I place my contact on there and I feel like it's completely lost, or my content. How do I get my content in front of the right people without spending $1 million an hour? Renee B. Great question. It's very similar to what everyone else is asking. How do we break through the noise? How do we get it out there? And the best way is, like I was mentioning, you should probably reach out and look at our network. In fact, if you go to wgwronda.com, WGWRHONDA, that actually gives you a walkthrough of our new Wild Network. Now, that's a sneak peek. No one else has known about that yet. A lot of people that were on my Wild Summit. But it's really about finding a place to put your content that you can manage and that the right people will see. Social media is such a crapshoot, right? Even right now, I'm looking at this. This is a joke. I mean, obviously, I mean, it's 5:30 in the morning in the States. That's where most of my clients are. However, right, having only 7 people on my live is like mind blowing. And it's because no one's getting it, right? And I think there's a lot more people than 7 out of my 15,000 lists on just my Facebook profile that are watching my content, right? So this is why you really need to start finding a place, focus on one platform, and then also really start getting yourself, like get yourself on a network, in a place where your stuff can be showcased. I'm actually I'm looking over here on Instagram Live. Hey guys, good to see you. All right, awesome. Good to see all of it. I've only been talking to Facebook. Now I'm looking at all my Instagrammers. Hey guys, good to see everyone there. By the way, when I say guys, it's because I'm from Michigan and I use guys for everyone. I'd love to have any of you guys have a question. I'd love to answer them. But remember, this is what it's all about, right? Like really getting connected to your audience. I'm going to be doing these shows, my live shows, my Rhonda Swan shows every Thursday at 9:00 Eastern. And I'm going to be not only answering questions, but I'm going to bring on epic guests, because the more now we can be transparent with each other, the more you can actually see the realness from someone, not just the pre-recorded stuff, the realness they have, the more you know, like, and trust them. And that's actually how we build the most epic audience that loves you. They crave your stuff and they know that you're a real person. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to share your realness and to answer questions from your audience, right? Like this is the way we need to be right now. And so I'm going to end this live today. I really appreciate you guys watching and letting us test this. Hopefully today really inspired you or gave you a lot of insights that you needed to really build your brand, be positioned as the expert in your niche, and to create a business that you love, right? Create or leave an impact with others that you love, right? Because right now, mission-driven impact and mission-driven businesses and people that are on that path of leaving an impact are the ones that are winning right now. They are the ones that are winning. And that's the way that we're going to reach the most people. So I'm going to make sure that all of you are aware of some of the things that I can help you do. I've talked a lot about PR and marketing today. Any of you that would like a free consultation or to talk with our brand strategist about if you can get published or how we can help you do all those things I was talking about earlier, you can go to unstoppablebrandingagency.com. You can fill out an application there. And if you're interested in learning more about the Wild Network, then go to wgwrhonda.com. That's the sneak peek walkthrough that we're creating. It's launching 11/11. There's going to be a big launch party coming up, but we've got 55 people that are in there now. And these are women and men that are on their path, and they are coming together to bring their best work. And I'm doing a lot of really cool things to help people create multiple streams of income, ways to be showcased, ways to be published, and all that fun stuff. So I really appreciate all of you being here, trusting in me, in my knowledge and my care that I have for all of you. I don't take your time lightly. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking, hearting, all those fun things. I really respect your time because you could be doing a lot of other things. But you are here with me today. And if you would like to get a copy of this epic book, you can go to wgwbook.com and get the best-selling book, Woman Gone Wild. And I'd love to hear what you think about that book. 22 women came together to share their wild story. All right, everyone, I will leave you with this. If you're going to create a brand, create a sexy brand. And if you're going to be anything, be unstoppable and stay wild. We'll see you tomorrow.